Ah, Yasin, why are you uploading a second mutant deck profile? Yesterday we already got one. Well, yesterday was the day that this freaking card got announced. Mutant expansion. Thank you, and huge shoutouts to Konami for actually ruining my life by making me upload a useless deck profile first, and then telling me, oh yeah, and by the way, one of the most important cards for your deck, we chose not to include it in Ruggo's videos, so like, everyone who actually wasted time making decks and, testings and everything with the deck, and just making like conclusions like very early, well, you guys are dumb. So yeah, mutant expansion. When you activate this card, you can take one level 4 or lower mutant monster from your deck and either add it to your hand or special summon it. And if a level 8 or higher mutant monster you control would be destroyed by a card effect, for some reason in EDO Pro, even if it would be destroyed by battle, you can kind of protect them, which makes no sense. You can banish this card you control instead. You can only activate one mutant expansion per turn. This card does indeed change everything, because now instead of only playing 7 of your, I guess, engine starters, you can get to play 10. So 10 in a 40 card deck that plays 3 extravagance is a huge consistency boost. And now that we have just a more cohesive deck, we can actually just play more actual good hand traps. And by the way, shoutouts to the guy who did remind me that Dimension Shifter was a card that you can play in, a deck that can play Macrocosmos and stuff, because is your graveyard even doing anything? Not at all. This deck, if anything, it just doesn't... It actually likes getting banished. That's weird, because even Thunder Dragons, to a certain extent, sometimes having cards in your graveyard can kind of make a bit... can kind of get a bit of... can have a bit of sense, for example, Thunder Dragon Fusion, or if you have, like, the Wyver Buster and stuff like that, or Ritual Beast. I mean, there is a Ritual Beast monster that only revives back from the graveyard, but in this deck, no discrimination. Whether it's in the grave or in the banished, it doesn't change much. So in this deck profile, I won't be going like too in detail about every single card, just what actually changed, because to be fair, the change was actually drastic, like gigantic, and I really do want to go over it, especially if you are from Edie's channel, because he made the replay video and I am making this, I think, the same time. We usually try to schedule our videos for the exact same time, so 8 a.m. EST, I think. Oh my, holy shit, I don't even know my own time zone. Anyway, so one arsenal, this is new. Basically, it is the mutant monster that you summon when you banish a trap. Now, I don't like the Mist, honestly. It was the one that I recommended in my other profile, because I actually used to play a lot more spells, like the Dragma cards and stuff, and sometimes they can get a bit redundant and a bit bricky, but Mist, I don't know. It's only when your opponent activates a trap card or effect, you banish a card from your hand or field to draw 2 cards. It's honestly kind of weak, whereas Arsenal, it's actually scary, because whenever your opponent activates a monster effect, you can banish 1 monster on the field. Unfortunately, it does target, so this deck just doesn't have enough resourcefulness in the sense that it can actually, play through monsters that can not be targeted or not be destroyed and stuff like that. It's just actually really frustrating. And by the way, if you get hit by Imperial Iron Wall, I think, and I said I think, you instantly cry and you lose. Yeah, it's the end of the world. Oh shit. Imperial Iron Wall. Oh yeah, you see, Artifact Lancia a bit less, because the thing is they play on your turn and Lancia is only during your opponent's turn, and also Lancia is only good against combo decks, whereas this, what are you really gonna stop? Nothing. It's just the only thing it changes is stops me from using these 2 mutant monsters, and if anything, Emergency Teleport, just my monster doesn't even get banished during the end phase. So in a way, you're not like hindering me that much, and you're going neg 1 using Lancia, so it's actually bad. My shirt is freaking annoying me, Jesus. Anyways, yeah, 1 Arsenal, I think that's enough. 2 Beasts, that didn't change. 3 Dimension Shifter, I think this is really nice in conjunction with Ash and Infinite. And then this sketchy boy, GB88. Yo, I swear to God, man, it just looks like all their names, man. ST46, the GB88, I think, and MO5. Basically, looks like Elon's son's kid. It's crazy. The name is just really sketch. But yeah, basically, if you have the field spell on your field zone, you can summon it from your hand during your opponent's main phase, and then you can tribute it and banish a card on your field or hand, and then revive back a mutant monster that is level 8 specifically from your banished or graveyard. So that's pretty garbage, but it is actually kind of cool with Mutant expansion because you can summon it from your deck and kind of cheat to the condition of having to have the field spell. So that's why I only play one, but it's really bad. Like, these ones are the ones that you want to see, but not this. So yeah, of course, Ash 3 Extravagance. Who cares about your extra deck? I mean, as long as you have copies of Synthesis and Ultimus, really don't care too much. So yeah, 1 Mutant Fusion. This card is complete trash. This card is a joke. It is not good whatsoever. Like I said, it should have had the full Shadow Fusion effect. It's not broken in the first place. It should have said if your opponent activated a card or effect this turn, use any amount of materials from your deck to your hand, like to the grave. It seriously wouldn't even have been broken, like, at all. So I don't know why this card is fair. I mean, fair. By fair, I mean unfair for this deck because it's trash. But it's just 1,000,000,000% garbage, unplayable. I'm only playing it because... I mean, I'm not playing it because I need to play it, but because people will probably be like, oh, why aren't you playing Mutant Fusion, bro? It's such a good card. No. Yeah, in a real practical deck, I would be cutting this. I don't know what I would play. Maybe a third Punishment, honestly. Or a third Trap Trick, something like that. But yeah, this card is just dreadful, like, just complete garbage. So unless we get more support, just no. Italy, this card should go back to 3. The D-Fisher, of course. 1 Lab, you don't even want to start with it. It's really bad if you don't open a very good hand because it doesn't get anything started on its own. Just recycles back cards once, and then it does nothing for the rest of the existence. So, not good. 3 Imperm. Yes, I already explained that. 2 Trap Trick. A fun fact, by the way, Trap Trick during your opponent's turn into Imperm, when they set a card, it's like a 2-in-1 because during your own turn, you flip Infinite to negate one of their cards, and then you have a guaranteed of being in their column, even if they played around like all of your like trap cards. So that's actually really sweet. And then yeah, 2 Punishment because I have the extra deck for Entis, and then if I get Maximus Dragmud, I can get to send Nova and summon Merkaba. So this deck is a bit more practical now. I think this is the more meta version of the deck because the one with Dragma cards, it just didn't work out at all, man. It was, oh my god. I mean, you're gonna see this tomorrow in the testing video, but I got really frustrated with that deck. It was just not enjoyable. My win rate technically wasn't bad, but come on. Yeah, anyways, 3 Mutant Cry. This is insane. This is really good. Infinitely better than the Fusion. Not even close. Because this card actually recycles back resources, so that's already a good thing. Instead of making you waste cards from your hand and field. It's rare that you're actually using cards from your deck in your graveyard. Especially turn 1, you're never using that effect. And this is just nice because you get to summon Synthesis during your opponent's turn, which is where it shines the most because it pops a card on their field, so it's an interruption. There can only be one. I mean, it's just way too obvious because everything in their mother is a different type, so yes. You're never basically going to have 2 or more Psychics on the field or 2 or more Beasts or... yeah. Anyways, the Macrocosmos, of course, goes really well with the Wooden D-Fisher. Fun fact, this card can get Solemn Warninged because you summon Helios, the Primordial Sun. I think in theory it can also get Ash, but it's really stupid because Ash doesn't negate the activation, negates the effect. But if Ash negated the activation, oh my god, that would have been so funny. Macrocosmos, Ash, negate and destroy Macrocosmos, what the frick? Well, not necessarily destroy, but you know, goes to the graveyard. And yeah, of course, 3 Expansion, I don't have to explain that. The deck needs consistency and you have just... no, no easy way of getting access to these cards. It's actually pathetic. But yeah, for the extra deck, real quick, 3 Ultimus, of course, Merkaba, 3 Synthesis, 2 Entis, Jaglubion, Harbinger, Numeron, Dragon, Nova, and 2 Anaconda. I mean, this is just when you get to summon 2 level 8 monsters on like turn 1 that you don't even need, but this is so bad. You should probably cut these, honestly, and play a 3rd Entis, a 3rd Anaconda, a 3rd Wind Pegasus Ignister, so you can do this, where is the other boy? Yeah, here, and then go boom, 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 and then sort, and then yes. By the way, the game that I'm playing on is Ideo Pro Ignis. The reason why this looks like completely different is because I am editing, like I'm using OBS, like OBS Studio as the recording software, and then I'm heavily editing on Adobe Premiere, so yeah, this is Well, also why there is no green color on any card, it is because of an Ultra Key. So, yeah. Anyways, for the SDS section, absolutely nothing new. I'll re-explain this very well. Oh, no, actually, Summoning Chris is a really cool one. It's a Floodgate that, you know, doesn't lose to Red Reboot, Denko Second, stuff like that, so you activate it right away. If a monster is special summon, the current controller of the monster banishes one card from their hand. Once per turn during your end phase, pay 500 life points or destroy this card. So this card does not hinder you whatsoever, but it hinders the opponent ridiculously well. So you can definitely side this in going, you know, going into game 2 and 3. But that's pretty much all I had to say for this beautiful updated Mutant deck profile. If you guys have any comments or feedback, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. I will see you tomorrow. No, actually, no, not even. Probably earlier than tomorrow. Peace.